I mean, I had a lot of great experiences at Michigan, at Arkansas State. A lot of learning experiences. Really grateful for everything I went through. If I could go back and change anything, I wouldn't. And everything I've done up to this point has prepared me for this moment. So I'm super excited for the future ahead.
There's one part of your game that your position is to say that you probably need to refine. What would that be?
Well, I would say right now the thing I have the most to show is my kickoffs. I haven't showed really enough film for kickoffs, so I'm really excited to be able to display that today and show them what I can do.
Dom, when you look back at that freshman year at Arkansas State, coming in to where you are now, talk about that growth.
Yeah, no, it's been a long journey. Each year I just love looking back and kind of seeing all the things that I've done and all the growth that I've had. And at that point, you're still growing. You don't know exactly what the road's going to lead to, but everything that I did at Arkansas State, I'm thankful for the coaches there. They were tremendous and poured into me, and I wouldn't be here without them. So I appreciate them a lot.
And I think that's the biggest thing that you can do is direction.
I know you were already on the way out, but
just being able to get your gunners down there, forcing fair catches,
Yeah, so I met Kyle at very briefly at the bowl game. When we played Texas, just kind of had a brief conversation with him before the game, and he seemed like a really good guy. I know his history. He's a really awesome coach. From what I've talked to the guys back at Michigan, they're still playing. They love him, so I'm super excited to watch them this year. And I kind of wish that I had another year at Michigan so that I could go play for him. But I'm also excited to be here and start this journey for myself. Yeah, so I'd kind of make the analogy to a golf stance. Scotty Scheffler has his own thing that he does, and Tiger Woods has his own thing that he does. For me, it's just kind of what feels comfortable. Everyone's gonna be a little different, and all it comes down to is how you get to the ball and how you swing and how you put it through. So for me, I'm just gonna try and be in a relaxed spot so that I can focus on what I need to do.
As far as
I live with
I know there's a lot of people that might be negative side.
I just live with everybody. I don't really take that to heart, because everyone does things that off the field and do to go fishing and do whatever everyone's positive. So
obviously it was a big decision after my junior year whether I wanted to go to the league or stay at Michigan. And I made the decision to come back, mainly because I wasn't exactly happy with how the team finished and how I wanted, I came to Michigan for a reason, and that was to win a national championship, and that's what I wanted to do. Also, I wanted to take as much time as I could to learn as much as I could before I went to the NFL. And I feel like, definitely learned a lot this year, taking a lot of new experiences that I didn't have my first 3 years, and being able to apply that going forward is very big for me. So I'm very grateful that I went through that, and I want to make the change. I feel, I kicked well at times, and really what it came down to is when I needed to make the kick, when it mattered the most, I was able to step up and make it. So for me, that was what I prided myself on, and like I said, learning experiences this year and things I'm going to take into the future.
So that was the opportunity I needed. Those coaches there obviously believed in me, so it gave me confidence to go out on the field and say, hey, these coaches think that I can do it. So
when I was in the portal and Michigan was one of the teams that reached out to me, I knew instantly after they did reach out that's where I wanted to go. Knowing that they had produced a lot of NFL talent, they were considered blue blood. The school itself is a very good school. Picking them was a very important part of my journey, and I feel like I've gotten experiences there that I wouldn't get anywhere else, and I've gotten to meet a lot of great people, a lot of great teammates and coaches, and it's just a brotherhood that kind of continues forever. So I was very happy with my decision, and I still refer back to them today, and I will moving forward on questions I have or anything I want to know. So.
Dom, you've kicked in a lot of high pressure games. Talk about how that's going to help you pursue the next level.
Yeah, so I mean, even starting off, my second ever collegiate game at Ohio State, kind of hit the ground running. I feel that was very important for me starting off. Is getting in a high pressure situation, and then after that, it was like I know I can do it. I know that I'm able to play in these ginormous atmospheres and high stakes games. And so kind of being able to show and prove to myself that I can do that was big for me moving forward. And like I said, moving on to this next step, I know that I can do it, and I'm confident in myself.
Yeah, with my dad doing it a lot earlier.
I think just how they perform in the kick and workout. What's the percentage? What do they do? Our job is results based. You can kick the ball really far, but if you can't put it through the uprights, then it's no good. So for us, you just got to look at the numbers and be able to decide, who's the best guy.
I get to understand, like, okay, maybe I do this because Ryan did that. So it's cool to have someone like a different point of view because it's in my family, so I'm comfortable.
Absolutely, yeah. So it was obviously a big thing, kind of talking about a few years ago when they decided to make the change, and it's always been in the back of my mind, but I never really started working on it until after the college season ended. Now I've really, I felt I've done a good job adapting to it, and done some things. I have some different dirty kicks that I can do. I've been able to kick it out of the bag, kind of place it in areas that coaches want. So I'm really open to anything that the coach wants me to do in terms of scheme in order to help the team out.
When I was going into Syracuse, he was.
How did I start? So I was a soccer player my whole life, and I went to a small high school, and my high school head coach asked if I would try out for the football team, and I didn't really think much of it. And so I went out there during COVID when everything was kind of shut down and started training by myself. Eventually got in contact with a kicking coach who played at Arizona State, Steve Roush, and we just started working together and kind of realized maybe I could get a scholarship or something like that, and some showcases and things like that. We got one opportunity to go to Arkansas State. Butch Jones gave me a preferred walk-on offer. Went in there in the summer, competed with two guys who were already on scholarship, and I was able to beat them both out for the starting field goal position. Earned the scholarship in fall camp, and then played 2 seasons there, then transferred to Michigan, and played 2 more seasons there. I mean, yeah, when you're a kid and you kind of, what your main sport is, you kind of associate yourself. I wanted to be a professional soccer player, but it was also kind of cool watching, I remember this too, watching football teams and football games and being like, oh, that's kind of what I do. Like, what if I ended up doing that too? So it's kind of funny how life works.
So I take pride in that. I take more pride in taking care of
No, I keep saying, 6 years, if you told me I'd be staying at a podium at the NFL Combine, I'd tell you you're crazy. But I'm blessed, and every year brings new opportunities, and I just keep rolling and keep going. Steve Roush. Yeah, he's not at. He's not associated with Arizona State. He's just kind of his own independent kicking coach that he works in the Valley. Jake Peterson. Yeah, he's still at Valley Christian High School. Yeah, so whenever I go back, I always hang out with him, and if I ever need a spot to go kick, I'll text him and see if I can hop on the high school field. And he's always pretty cool about it. Absolutely. Yeah, he texted me today, good luck, and I told him appreciate you, everything you've done. So he's very involved, and he always loves kind of checking in with me and make sure I'm good. And he's always a resource that I can rely on if I ever need any sort of help or anything.
It was probably the best thing that happened to me because I was so glad you finished 6 years.
Early on, I was kicking the ball when I thought to do well, and people thought I had a future. And looking back at those old Twitter videos, you kind of realize how far I've come. But it did come pretty naturally, just having a natural soccer swing, and that's kind of how most guys get into kicking anyway, is through soccer. So yeah, it did come pretty naturally.
What was one of your favorite moments at Michigan?
Beating Ohio State was a big game. It's something I'll remember for the rest of my life. Kicking the game winner against Northwestern and Wrigley was a big one too. Grew up a Chicago Cubs fan. My mom's from Illinois. So being able to play in that stadium and hit a game winner there was also a big memory for me too.
I can go up there and talk to him whenever I want.
Yeah, I was a midfielder for the most part. I ran cross country, so that also kind of helped my endurance, and so I was able to kind of run around and kind of be involved in every single play. So. No, so I really kind of took football to the next step in high school. I kind of after sophomore year didn't play soccer as much as more folks on football.
He's got his little microphone on his shirt, and he's connected.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So he'll let you know if he's watching, and
of course.
Sometimes he'll push you around or whatever. Try not to get.
What's something you would tell the young guys to be successful at Michigan?
Lean on your brothers. They're there for a reason. You don't just show up to Michigan, and you don't just get to Michigan by being mediocre. So lean on the older guys. Know that they're there for a reason. And just try and find any way you can to impact the team in a positive way. And that's what I would say.
Dom, how would it feel to get an opportunity to kick for the Chicago Bears, being a Chicago Cubs fan?
I mean, it would be an awesome opportunity. I really obviously I'm going to say any team that want to, give me an opportunity, I'd be more than happy to take. But yeah, Chicago Bears would be special. The Cardinals would be special. Hometown teams would be kind of the ones that I grew up watching. Would be awesome.
I really like Jeremy Springer. He actually recruited me in high school.
What would be one word of advice that you would give any college freshman coming in today's climate?
Resiliency, I think, because it's never really going to go as you expect. You always have a plan, and things just kind of happen, and you've got to be able to figure out how to adapt and be resilient. And I've definitely learned that through my 4 years. Having ups and downs, you have a plan, and things never go according to plan. So you got to be able to adapt and be resilient, and know that you're in this position for a reason, and just continue pressing forward.
Going back to the very beginning at Arkansas State, what's your greatest moment there?
Yeah, there's a lot. I think earning a scholarship that night. Were you there?
I was.
Yeah, so that was a really awesome night. Coach kind of called me up in front of the whole dinner that we had with all the donors, and that was a super cool moment because I really didn't expect it. I was just kind of there, doing my thing. So that was a big moment for me. And then Ohio State, my second game of my career, was another big moment for me because I kind of when it turned into, okay, this is like actually something that I know I can do. Like I've been in the highest pressure situation you can be in now. So from that point on, it's like I know I can do it. And then there's so many other things too, but those are just two.
What was one of your favorite aspects of the Big House game day?
Just how that place filled out every time, and it's really nice. And it's really awesome to have those fans and supporters that are so. They love Michigan football, and they breathe and die and eat Michigan football, and they love it so much. So being able to have that support, knowing that they're behind you no matter what, is awesome to know. And to know that you have that support system is great.